This is the second example of the dictionary of how can we use it in the real world. So I will use the dictionary to connect to the real world service. That is, we call it the API. In this example, this is example that we can use without the keys. But in many APIs, you have to subscribe or you have to get the keys to access to be able to access that API. But for this API 7-timer info, we don't need to use the key, so it's easier for you and easier for me to show you an example. Because if we have to subscribe, it is like make you confused and maybe too complicated to be used as the example. So this is a 7timers.info is the weather service that you can get the weather forecast by providing the lat and long of the players that you want to get. For example, this is a 7-day weather forecast, and it provides you the wiki. How can we call this API? So this one is the how can you call the API, like once you get the lat and long of the players that you want. For example, you can provide you can provide the link here and use output to be JSON instead of the XML. And this is the values that return from the API. For example, if this is the rainy season, right? So we will use the relative humidity, 2 meters relative humidity here. And this one is rain amount. This is rain amount. Okay, so we can use these values, this key, to get the rain amount in of the weather. So I've tested using this URL. Okay, and it will return the values like this. Okay, so the idea now is we will get the lat along of Bangkok. Okay, so we will get lat along from the maps.google. In our case, if we use our university, so this is our university, so I'll get the lat along from here. Okay, Chulalongkorn University, this one. Okay, so you can see that lat and long is this. Oh, a moment. Oh, so longitude will be 100. And this is latitude. Okay, so this is the weather forecast in that we got from this URL. So now I will show you how can we get this data and how can we process this data. To be able to get the values from the internet, from the URL, we have to use the request of, and you can call it request dot get and provide the URL, and it will return like as an object. So but in this case you can see that it's quite simple, that the response is 200. That is the code returned from this URL. So I will keep it in response. I will keep it in the variable response, and here this is the text that of the response of the values. So this one is XML, right? Print it. So you can see that it will print, this is the XML, but we will process this using the JSON one. So I will use this format, JSON. So you will see that this one will return as a JSON. That, guys, look at this. This look like the dictionary, right? Curly bracket, keys and values, keys and values. Okay. So you can see this is the result that returned from this API. Okay. Okay, so I will show you this one. So we will have like a dictionary of 3 keys, that is product, init, and data series. So I will keep this in a dictionary, and then we will see the values that return from this API. So guys, look at this. I'll keep it in the dictionary using another library. I'll import it using JSON, and then JSON dot loads. No worry about this. This is like an example. So what you have to know after this is how can we process a dictionary. But the request one here or the loads one, JSON.loads is like an extra or an option example. So I will keep it like this. So once I process using these 2 lines, and I would like to group them together to make it more readable. So this is nice, right? So this is, the response will be a dictionary already. So I will print the keys. So you can see that there are 3 keys, and if we want to get the data series of these values that returned from this API, you can use the keys data series. So I will use data series, and to get to check the values. So you can see that it is a list of the dictionary. It is a list of the dictionary. So it like easy to check that. We will have the time point, that is the number of hours. So you can check here. Oh, in the wiki we have this one, precipitation type, and we have the amount here, but we use the Astro one, so we don't get these values. So if you want to get these values, you have to get civil. So I will use the type, not the Astro, but we use the this one. This one is the Astro, right? So we have to call the civil. Okay, this one. So this is the language. Okay. I will use this one instead. Using the API and product. The product. The product I'll use as not Astro. I'll use the civil instead. So product I will use civil. Okay, according to the documents. And this is the result returned from this API. So now we have this one, the rain amount. This one, rain amount. This is the values that return from here. So this is the rain amount level. Okay, so let's check and print. Okay, so in each elements, you can see that we have many keys and values, right? So I will print that for each point in this data series, I will print the key, this one. I will print the time point, and I will print the rain amount, and this one. So in Bangkok, the rain level is 4 and 5, 4 and 5 and 6. In next 3 hours, 6 hours, 9 hours, 12. So in next 5 days, the rain will be in 5 and 6 day, the rain will be like heavier according to this level. Okay, so this is an example of how can we use the API and use the dictionary in the real world data. So it is just an example, and if you combine it together, the program is quite short. Okay, so that's all. This second example that we attacked the real world using the API. Okay, so I hope that you can get the idea and you like the dictionary.